Good evening. I'd like to call this Radford City Schools School Board meeting for March 12th, 2024 to order. Can I have a moment of silence, please? Would y'all care to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? How about Miss Swing? Would you like to lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Has everyone had a chance to review the agenda?
Yes.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, I feel like my volume is really loud. Is it just me? Our school student showcase.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. So first of all, this evening, I'd like to welcome to the podium Dr. Green, who will have the honor of presenting this year's Radford City Public Schools Division Teacher of the Year.
Thank you. All right. Members of the board, Dr. Joyce, Miss Denny, Miss Long, and community members, I stand before you today with great pleasure and excitement as we gather to celebrate the outstanding achievements of one remarkable individual. So it is my distinct honor to announce the Radford City Public Schools Teacher of the Year. This year, the accolades go to a teacher who has not only demonstrated a commitment to education, but has truly embodied the spirit of enthusiasm, advocacy, and innovation in the classroom. Our Teacher of the Year is none other than our beloved first grade teacher, Miss Lindsay Lesko. Ms. Lesko has a genuine enthusiasm for teaching and learning. Her passion is infectious, creating an environment where young minds are inspired to explore, question, and discover. Every day she walks into her classroom with that same smile we talked about last time that radiates warmth, setting the stage for a positive and engaging learning experience. She's a strong advocate for all students. She works tirelessly to ensure that each child feels valued, supported, and included. Her commitment to creating an inclusive classroom where every student can thrive is really commendable. One of the many reasons Ms. Lesko stands out is her dedication to evidence-based research methods. So in an era where education is evolving rapidly, she strives to incorporate the latest and most effective teaching techniques in her classroom. By embracing these evidence-based research methods, she ensures that each student receives a high-quality education. Perhaps most notably, Ms. Lesko has a unique ability to make learning fun for first grade students. She understands that fostering a love for learning at an early age is crucial and goes above and beyond to create engaging, interactive, and enjoyable lessons. The laughter and excitement coming from her classroom are a testament to her success in making education an enjoyable journey for our very youngest learners. In recognition of her exceptional dedication, enthusiasm, and advocacy, it is with great pleasure and pride that we present the Radford City Public Schools Teacher of the Year Award to Miss Lindsay Lesko. Please join me in congratulating her for this well-deserved honor.
So on behalf of the school board, we have a couple of gifts for you. I apologize, you guys probably haven't seen this yet.
What are you talking about? Of
Isn't
course
that
we have.
nice?
Very nice.
So here it is with my fingerprints all over it, sorry.
Very sweaty, right?
And we also have a something for your desktop here.
Oh my gosh.
And if
Thank you.
Mr. Hill could come and get a picture, you guys want to come around for a picture?
Sure.
Let's go. We'll make you famous.
Get
One with you guys. And then
go for it. Get them first.
1, 2, 3. I got your hand in it. Hold on. All right. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Denny was very instrumental in helping us put together the Teacher of the Year. We asked for 6 retired educators, all of which were from Radford City, correct? With over 200 years of experience among them, to help us look over the pool of finalists from each school and Ms. Lesko. So you should be really proud of those folks choosing your name. So again, congratulations. Yes, ma'am. All right, next up, I went to Bell Heath not long ago. Where's Cole Wilder? Bell Heath was a crazy scene with parents and kids and excitement and more excitement. So I just had to go see what was up, and it was a Shark Tank event. So, and everyone was so excited. I have invited Mr. Wilder and some of his Shark Tankers to come and present.
So we have a quick demonstration because, and I have Evan and Ryan here. And Evan's actually going to talk a little bit about what Shark Tank was while Ryan sets up his invention. You guys will be very impressed. So, or actually, I think they're going to set it up together, so I'll chat real quick. So we had 3 big events at Bell Heath this year. The first was the color run, which, we do all the work, we set it up and kids come enjoy it. The second was Choose Your Own Adventure Night, kind of the same thing. We set up this big thing, kids come experience. This one was fun for us because the teachers and staff, we didn't do anything. We gave students the challenge. We said, go out there, find a problem in the world and create an invention to solve it. And so you will be very impressed with this. Dad, do you want to come help to set up maybe? As I went around, we got to see lots of inventions, and a couple of them you're like, man, I could really use this in my house. This was one that really stuck out. Could I have Ryan, actually, while this is being set up, do you want to come chat about your invention? And then we'll give a quick demonstration. So, there we go.
So my invention is a bedside age 12. If you get thirsty at night, you don't have to get up. You just set it on your dresser and you hold the button and it fills your water cup up. And it doesn't just have to be water.
So I don't know if any of you in the middle of the night, you wake up and you're like, I'm thirsty, but I don't want to get out of bed and go fill up my cup because I'm out of water. He has solved that issue. So I don't know if y'all can see there. Do you want to come over and tell them how it works? You can hold this out. So give them a little explanation of how it works.
Yeah. Just put it in.
And do we have a volunteer that wants to, anybody want to come test it up?
think
I
Ms.
will.
Swing- or- yeah, Ms.
Okay,
Boyd.
swing, that's fine. No, you're closer, go ahead.
All right. So are we ready to go?
Anybody else can test it out.
You've got plenty of water, right?
So this is
generous.
sitting at your bedside stand, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so,
It,
go ahead.
And your water doesn't have to be cold. I mean, hot. It can be cold, but you don't have to use the fridge. So
Oh, okay.
it works like this. You hold the button, and it fills up the cup.
That's pretty cool.
That's very cool. And I didn't have to even get out of bed.
That's perfect,
Could I train my dog to use that?
right?
He's the reason I get out of
Any
bed.
questions or anything?
My
for-
cat drunk at it.
Oh, did,
Yours is gonna be contacting me.
My cat drunk at that.
I don't care. I have a cat and a dog too. And I bet they eat and get into things that I don't know about it, and then I still eat it. Is that happening at your house? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
The other day, we were eating dinner, but our cat licked some of my mom's potatoes.
Yeah,
But she still ate it anyway.
it totally happens.
So if y'all want to go ahead, y'all go ahead and start taking that down.
That is really
That was
cool.
amazing.
We had a-
Thank you.
how did you all come up with this idea? How did you all come up with this idea?
I came up with it myself because I really get thirsty and I do not like getting up.
Right? Because bed is nice and toasty.
So are you using this at your home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's really cool. And I like the idea. What if you could brew some coffee and have that ready for your coffee first thing in the morning?
Yeah, but you might need that much.
Yeah, well. Great job, guys.
Thank you all. We had about 150 total people, so 150 inventions. We'll probably do it next year, so come on out and check out some of the inventions, and you may be an investor and become rich.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very nice. Okay, so seems like every night there's a bunch of excited people at the high school for one reason or another. And since that's the case, more often than not, I've invited Bella Calfee to come back and give us an update about what's happening at the high school. So thank you very much.
Good evening, and oh my goodness, what a tough act to follow. We have cool stuff, but nothing that cool. So spring has sprung at RHS, and especially today. So we have a lot of updates for you all tonight. Prom is upcoming, one of our favorite events. So be on the lookout for a theme release very soon. I believe I've heard rumors sometime this week. So in the way of sports, our girls soccer team had a scrimmage at Auburn, and they are playing in their first official game tonight at Pulaski High School. The boys soccer team has played in 2 scrimmages, and they will play their first game tomorrow against Pulaski, at Pulaski this time. We also have some exciting news for our soccer program. There was enough support to be able to officially have a junior varsity team. I'm told this is the first time in a very long time, so we're happy to have that for sure. Our varsity basketball team has completed their season, so a job well done goes to them. Powder Puff is in the works. For those of you who are unfamiliar, it's a really nice community event where our football team coaches some of the girls at the high school, and it's juniors versus seniors. Great community event. We're in the works there, so more information will come soon as the weather continues to warm up, thank goodness. So now on to our tennis program. The boys will have a match Friday at home against Blacksburg, and the girls will play against Blacksburg as well, but will be traveling to Blacksburg for their match. RHS's varsity baseball and softball teams have their season openers this evening, so they are actually out on the fields as we speak. The softball team plays against Giles at home, and their baseball is traveling to Giles. Our Future Farmers of America competition teams are in full swing. Our horse conformation judging teams will be traveling to Meadow Ridge Barn in Montgomery County on Friday for our first competition of the season. So that consists of a team of 4 girls. Then we're very excited to be traveling out there as always. And next week we will be sending our horticulture, veterinary sciences, hippology, and livestock teams to Chatham, Virginia to compete in area rally, which is pretty much all of our area chapters come together in a big competition. It is a 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. day event, so we'll be very, very tired, but always happy to be there as well. So MGA our Model General Assembly Conference is having meetings this month to prepare for our conference the 11th through the 13th of April. As a reminder, their bills are bringing awareness to circuit court TV for child victims, farming internships, family life education, and absentee voting. We will be in the Old Dominion bill book, and we have all been assigned to a wide array of committees. So good luck and congratulations to all of these amazing Bobcats and Lady Cats. They do us so proud. If you would like to support our students, financially speaking, our MAC team, Scholastic Bowl team, band, baseball team, and wrestling all have fundraisers available. I'm happy to connect anybody there if you would like any more information. So I always feel like I'm throwing information at you lightning speed. So if you ever have any questions or would like some follow-up on any of these events, please reach out. I'm always happy to share more about any of the highlight reels, because this is certainly always the highlight reel. So as always, also, if you would like to keep up with the day-to-day at RHS between the meetings, check out the RHS Bobcast, Bobcast. We think it's clever, makes us laugh, on YouTube, and always go Bobcats.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. There is a lot going on, especially in the springtime. Isn't that right, Mr. Keister? Lots of coverage. 1 or 2 things a day? Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Stacy, is there a way to turn my microphone down a little bit?
Which number is yours?
7. Or I could just push it further away. Has everyone gotten a chance to look at the minutes from our last meeting? Yeah, our superintendent's authority to appoint personnel between meetings, our bills and petty cash reports, and student activities, and our use of school facilities. Is there anything else that wasn't already included? All right, do I have a motion to approve these consent items?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, moving on to the information items. Do we have anybody signed up this evening?
No, there is nobody
No.
signed up.
Okay, is there anybody who wants to make a public comment? All right, then I will skip that. Moving on to our report of the superintendent. Budget 24-25.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Mr. Howard, do I need a clicker?
Oh,
But you can advance it.
keyboard's right there. I
You-
have a clicker.
okay.
I can use
No,
the-
I'll just use the keyboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a ski board, I'm telling you.
I bought a clicker. I don't know what I did with
I'm
it.
just gonna tell you that.
Tricky?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens.
All right.
Good. Okay, so Ms. Long and I have been, and others here, have been steady working on the budget proposal that we are trying to finalize now for you folks, and then we'll send it to the city. So tonight I want to take just a few minutes to go over some funding and some expenditures. Hopefully they line up, and see what we are prioritizing for our budget. Three things we're going to talk about tonight. Number one is what we know. Number two are things we don't know. And number three is what's coming next. All right, so number one, what we do know is that we've held meetings with each school and department to field budget requests. We've conducted our public hearing. We've had 3 meetings, and I'd like to take just a moment to thank Mr. Calfee and Ms. Boyd for being, making themselves really available at about any time. We've had 3 of those meetings, and they've been very productive, and I appreciate their help. We've examined the governor's budget, the House of Delegates and the Senate, but as you know, over the weekend, there was a budget that was approved by both House and Senate, now goes to the governor. He has 30 days to do what he wants to with that budget, so we're not safe on numbers, but we're getting closer. I met with Mr. Ridpath down at his place for a couple of hours last week. It was a very productive meeting. He and I are on the same page, I feel like. He's a big supporter of education, so I'm looking forward to presenting this budget to those folks. We do expect a 6% increase in health care costs, that we know, and we also know that we do have 2 new buses that have been ordered that will be here later on this summer. All right? School and department meetings to date include all of the schools, human resources with Ms. Schull, curriculum and instruction, Ms. Denny, special ed with Mr. Hill, technology with Mr. Howard, transportation, Mr. Smith, maintenance with Mr. Shoup, Ms. Wood with nutrition, and Mr. Wade with athletics. So all those folks, unless they call me here in a minute or text me, they have spoken for it. Okay. Here are some of the high-flying requests that we've got. Raises for all staff, teacher salary increases, and also hourly raises to meet minimum wage increases mandated by the state of Virginia. AmeriCorps tutors, that's from my experience. This is the Lift Up program. These tutors work September to May, and much of their compensation is in the form of college tuition. So it's a pretty nice deal for Radford City. We get tutors. I'm asking for 4. We don't know what the grant's going to give us just yet, but it would be tutors that would go in the classroom just like a paraprofessional. The experience I've had with the AmeriCorps tutors, the kids really associate well with those folks. 2 of those folks that I'm familiar with are bus drivers, so it's open to a wide range of folks, but it's a really good opportunity for us to get tutoring help during the day, and then it helps, AmeriCorps also helps the tutors by, there's some compensation that they can put in their pocket, but otherwise it goes to college tuition. Both the middle school and the high school have asked for an ag teacher to be split between them, so that's in the proposal. An increased budget for instruction, classroom use, and office supplies has been included. We went back at the principal's request and studied the library budget to make sure that we were giving the library the funding that they need to operate efficiently and to give the kids the resources that they would need. And to that, a library assistant for clerical duties while the librarian may be teaching classes, or otherwise predisposed, this person could stay back and check out books and, of course, restock or stock books, things like that. Facility upgrades we'll talk about in just a minute, and some technology upgrades from Mr. Howard. Much of what we're unsure about at this point are budget decisions. Like I said earlier, those decisions rest with the governor at this point. Then, you know, a lot of changes are made. It'll go back to the two chambers. We do expect the final budget to be released on or about April 17th. And then RCPS has made an educated estimate based on information coming from sources close to the process. And we are keeping our numbers on the lower end just to be safe. I hope you don't mind, Ms. Long, if you would crunch these numbers for us.
Sure. So one of the first places we usually look at is what is our state funding? And this year we are seeing an increase in our state funding based on our lower composite index. For fiscal years 2022 to 2024, our LCI was 0.2395. For this upcoming fiscal year, for 2024 to 2026, our LCI is 0.1658. The lower your LCI, the more state funding you receive. We project our current state funds based on a student enrollment of 3010, consisting of 1525 residential students, 1485 virtual students. That amount is $31,425,089. Most of our funding is based off of the governor's budget that came out in December. We haven't received the calc tool, which helps us be able to more fine-tune our revenues from the state based on the House or the Senate, or even the budget that was passed this past weekend. We haven't received a calc tool for that. So going on to the city funds, we are requesting the same funding as last year, $5,839,528. We also have some local funds, and those largely consist of student tuition and K-12 Stride admin fee of $904,342. So our total projected funds from all sources is $38,168,959. We have estimated a baseline budget that based as recent as March the 8th, and this is the amount of expenses it would take for us to basically maintain what we currently have, which is $35,008,994. So our total additional funding to work with is $3,159,965. And I'll let you go to the rest.
Okay, thank you very much. She worked really hard to pull those numbers together. So our priority budget proposals would be the compensation package that we talked about earlier, to include a 7% raise in teacher and staff salaries, which equals about $1.2 million. And the benefits would include covering the 6% increase in health insurance costs for our employees that do carry the health insurance. And if you'll notice, for the last 2 years, we've been able to do that, and we'd like to do it again. Last 3 years, I'm sorry. We'd like to be able to do that again. And hopefully this budget will afford us that opportunity. We also, in the personnel department, would like to propose 2 specialty teachers for elementary school, a high school, middle school ag teacher, the library aide position you saw earlier, our AmeriCorps lift-up tutors, teacher apprenticeship through a partnership with Radford University. Now, we have one of those that just started this year. We would like to bring on another one in August. Another good way to put quality teachers in the classroom for not a lot of financial lift. And it bolsters our relationship with Radford University, which is a win-win for us. A school psychologist is being proposed. Half-time position would move then to a full-time position on a 10-month working schedule. And also there's a slight increase in our workers' compensation costs this year that is out of our control.
So for the 2 proposed specialty teachers for elementary school, what?
Well, that's like I was talking to Ms. Boyd, I think earlier. That's to be determined. We're not sure who might shake out where just yet. So we were afraid to label that too specifically.
Okay.
I was a little afraid of the word specialty even, but I think we're pretty comfortable that it's going to be a specialty person.
Okay.
Or 2. Thank you. Additional funding for supplies and materials would include instructional funding to go to each school, office supplies at each school level, and library funds that we talked about earlier. Royalties and rights for plays and music continues to increase, so that would be something we would like to see included. Promethean panel purchases and upgrades for Mr. Howard, so that all of our classroom spaces are using the latest technology. Copiers, we have a few dinosaurs in the division right now, and we're patching them together with Band-Aids. We'd really like to upgrade copiers for our schools and this building as well. Custodial and maintenance uniform and boot allowance, I thought was important for our guys to, couple of reasons, to keep from, staining or ripping their own personal clothing that they wear now. Plus, I think the boots need to be at a certain safety level. I'm not sure what you call that, but I think that they would be appreciative of a chance to wear clothing that we would provide instead of their own. A new high school auditorium projector has been requested, and also there are the 2 new school buses, as we mentioned earlier. Facilities upgrades, yes, sir.
Are the copiers purchased or leased currently?
Right now, I think, do we not purchase?
We purchase theirs, yes.
Is there a reason for that? Is there a reason we go that route instead of leasing?
The times that I've looked at leasing, it always seemed to me like it was less expensive to go and just purchase it.
But now we haven't committed either way, but we've had experience lately with ownership. So that's something we can certainly discuss. We also are looking at facilities upgrades to include the track resurfacing and the auditorium seats to be repaired or recovered or both. And those estimates, we had a meeting today at the high school, those estimates are forthcoming. We've had estimates done in the past, but they've gotten a little age on them. I think the track was 2022 in the fall. And so we've asked, well, we haven't asked that company particularly. I've asked some of the folks at the high school, including Butch, to help me come up with perhaps an RFP. So that's in the works now. I think we all sort of predicted that after the bleacher project, and even before.
It was before.
Yeah. Okay.
We knew.
Okay. And then, if I'm not mistaken, the auditorium seat covering is the way it was when we opened the high school? The same covering?
Probably.
Someone can correct me on that. Sure.
After the fire in 1971, I think.
Oh,
So
oh,
after
well,
the fire in
well, I should scratch
1971.
that then.
Yeah.
Not
I was
really.
there.
Any more questions?
Thank you. So we've put in big numbers for those, but I'm just afraid to commit right now. When I say big, I mean, we've put in the upper end of what it might cost. The next steps, March 26th, we will meet here again for you folks to see the budget one last time and take a vote. April 1st, then our budget will go to City Council for review. And then I will be at City Council on April the 8th to present our budget. And that's also when they'll have their public hearing and take action on our budget, since they would have had it a week by then. And then April 22nd, April 22nd, they would take action on our budget. First reading and second reading. That's all I have for the budget, and I am happy to answer any questions. Like I said, Ms. Long and I have been spending a lot of time together, but
Under the requests, you mentioned facility upgrades. Was that the
Yes.
ones you were speaking of? Okay.
yes, ma'am. By and large,
Fine.
yeah. Let's see. Can you hit escape? Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna turn it back over to you, Mr. Howard. Okay, so if there are no more questions, I'd like to bring up the solar eclipse that's coming our way April the 8th at 1:14 p.m. I think it lasts for a couple of hours. We're not in the line of totality. Thank you. But there are several school divisions tossing around several ideas about what to do with that day. Mainly because it hits during the school day, but for Radford City, it hits near the end when it's at its peak for us. So I can bring you a recommendation, but I think we should maybe talk about it for a few minutes. The options are we do nothing, which is, and science teachers can take their kids out. By the way, I have glasses in case you guys want to try them on. Science teachers may want to take their kids out to view it up until it's time to go home. Some school divisions are releasing early so that their kids are home when the eclipse begins and they're able to. Where's Mr. Hill? We might have to have another picture.
Can't see anything. Pitch
And
black.
then the third option, I know of one school division that's in our neighborhood, Carroll County, is going to release late, 30 minutes late. Your kids do not have to view the eclipse while you're at school, but your bus won't run until 30 minutes after its normal time, which gets us past the eclipse and then go home. So there are the three options. I'd love to recommend something, but I'm not married to any of them. So would you guys care to discuss?
Anyone have thoughts?
And there'll be another time to discuss that under action items, but right now we can certainly talk about it.
I know just quickly the last eclipse that was similar, my wife and children actually traveled to Tennessee to see it in its prime path. And it's not something that happens every day. It is a extremely viable and wonderful teachable moment. So I think if we pass this up, kind of shame on us. I know there are some scheduling conflicts and hardships and things like that we have to try and accommodate when we can with families expecting their children home at a certain time. But I would actually like to see us extend the day briefly if we could to accommodate that. I think it's a great idea. And not to mention, if we have some students who aren't as aware as they should be, it provides us, a safe environment to make sure they're observing it without any potential hazard as well. They're still, in that controlled-ish area. So it's just my thoughts.
The last time it happened was in August. We hadn't been back in school very long. And all of our children had these, and my children did something decorative with them, and it was a great experience for us to all go
Right.
outside and observe it.
I remember that.
And
It
we did
happened-
background before,
Oh,
of course.
sure.
Yeah.
A very teachable moment.
Yeah, oh,
Um,
absolutely.
But if I recall, that was a little earlier. It didn't really interfere with,
Earlier in the day.
It was
Yeah.
it was after lunch.
yeah, but before buses were ready to go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
Right.
we don't get that luxury here. The only reason I even brought up an early release was because some divisions have indicated that their public safety folks are worried about public safety.
Yeah.
And that is people trying to
Trying to
catch a
watch,
glimpse.
look, and drive.
Right, yeah. So that's out there.
Not just buses, but.
Right, everybody, yeah. So there's, I don't think there's a wrong or right answer. I think we just talk about it.
What does building leadership think about it?
Or maybe building leadership can think about it and get back to us for our our end of the month meeting, if they want to see what their staff thinks about it.
So that will give us, the next meeting is the 8th?
The 26th.
I mean, then
26th,
after
and
that,
Is the 8th.
so whatever change we made, we'd have a couple weeks to get it out there?
I don't want to inconvenience parents, is I think
Right.
one of my main concerns is that if we release early or release late,
Sure.
that, that messes with parents' afternoon schedules. But also we want, safety and the opportunity to
But we want
enjoy.
the opportunity for learning as well.
Right.
So it's trying to balance that out.
Yeah, so I would err on the side of leaving at our regular time, but making sure that everyone has the glasses to.
And I think we need to look into the research behind it and what times, we want to be careful here. And make sure that we're not sending them home at a time that.
Is in the middle of all of it.
I asked Dr. Joyce that, how long? I didn't realize it was 2 hours.
Well, from
'Cause it
start
takes
to
a
finish,
while
right.
for it to do
Right.
the whole
So I think,
deal.
When leadership's talking, I think it's important they have all the details as well to share.
So be on the lookout for me to get you guys on an email thread and find out what you're thinking, okay, in a couple of days.
And
Start polling those teachers.
if we
And
if we
you
get
kind of
feedback.
know your students and what the possibilities might be.
And so all of your students will receive glasses. That's already been decided. So all of your students, no matter where they watch the eclipse, will have glasses from Radford City Schools. And they can write on there who they are and when it occurred and where they were and all these things. Yeah.
So is 2 weeks enough time for parents to be able to make adjustments for their afternoon schedules? Or should we agree that, pending suggestions from our building staff, we may make the decision and share it before our end of the month meeting?
We can certainly do that. If you guys will bless that decision, and we can see what the buildings have to say, and then we can I'll just call you folks individually and chat.
What day of the week is the
Okay,
8th?
okay.
I
Yeah.
think that's the Monday, or it's the, yeah, it's the Monday because it's the day of the meeting.
Okay, so it's
Too
not gonna
bad
mess
it's not a
with
Thursday.
stuff.
That's what
Yeah,
I was
it's
thinking.
a Monday. So I'm comfortable with whatever our building leadership and you think are the right decisions to go ahead and do that and be able to get that on parents' calendars
Okay,
as soon as possible. Is everybody else comfortable with that?
all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Howard, can you, thank you. So you'll see there the enrollment report. Please let me know if you have questions.
I've been seeing a lot of social media posts from our schools, individual schools talking about attendance. And so, I see that our attendance reports at each of the schools are in the 90s, which is great. Is there a goal that we're working towards that is the
100%.
reason of, obviously it's 100%, but I mean, is there a minimum goal that we're working towards, or is it just a push to say, hey guys, come to school, be here from start to finish and don't check out? Is that
Well,
just,
now, each school may have their own goal, but there's nothing been handed down from the division.
I do know historically it was 94%.
That's what I thought.
it was 94%? So some are close. But, yeah, so I've seen that push, and I'm happy to see that push to encourage our students and our parents to get their students here on time, because you come in late for first period every day and you're missing, you may not be truant, but you're gonna miss a whole lot of first or second period, or if you're checking out early, and how important that is.
So, but does attendance reflect tardies checking in late or checking out early?
Not necessarily,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
right?
Okay.
No, not necessarily. And we've hired Miss Gerald now with our all-in money to help us with the attendance, and she has been communicating to me and Ms. Danny a ton of good ideas.
Great,
So, and she is going to come to a board meeting soon and present.
that's excellent.
Yeah.
She'll do a great job.
So make sure that she's involved in your decisions about attendance.
Excellent, thank you.
So,
Okay.
can I
Yes,
ask
sir.
a question? So our current attendance is a couple hundred over what we're budgeting for? Am I doing the math wrong?
No, you're,
One of the reasons is McCart has preschool listed, and you don't get funding for preschool.
Okay.
What is it, Michelle? What's your enrollment, like 78 or something? So right there's a huge hunk of why it is lower. And the state's projected number for us is lower than what we currently have, so we didn't want to go higher than what the state.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's
Yeah.
good to be conservative. I was just saw it. So,
Mhm.
so I think
Nope.
it's smart to do it.
that's a good catch. All right, Mr. Howard, can you show us the student behavior incident report? Thank you. And we're happy to discuss this as well.
I believe we've discussed it in the past, but without getting too far in the weeds, is there any way that we could denote on the reports if there's repeat occurrences by the same student?
We can do
So could that give us some, I think that gives us more of a realistic data point in a way.
Sure.
If we have one person creating the same event 18 times, that makes a 22 look
Right, misleading.
a lot different. Yeah.
And the other thing for me,
Mhm.
the other thing for me is I'm more, instead of showing 58 incidents, I'm more interested in trends, whether it's trending up or trending down. These numbers are really hard for me to interpret. I think it's a good starting point for what we asked for in the beginning, I think. But I'd really like to know what the trend data shows.
Month to month, year to year?
Yeah.
Both?
And you know,
Well,
I
once you
did-
plug it in Excel, you can do all that.
Right.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did try to do some of that, but then, of course, December was a short month attendance-wise. Seemed like January was a little shorter attendance-wise, so it was hard to get a really valid comparison. I went back to November, I think, to try to compare, and it was very similar.
I don't wanna overthink it, but for me, I look at these numbers and I don't really know what they mean.
Right. Well,
Are we getting better or worse?
right, that's easily,
That's all I'm,
we can certainly take care
Up
of
arrow,
that.
down arrow is
Yeah.
almost enough to say, this is
Right.
trending upward, this is trending
Mhm.
downward. I don't know that I necessarily need, that
Well-
I don't need specific numbers, but, you know,
Right.
we're in the right direction, or
Sure.
we're still,
Are we making a difference?
are we making a difference?
We can.
But I think that also goes back to where if we're talking about if we can take out the multiple occurrences, that's going to give you more
That
true
helps a
data
lot,
as
too.
well. Because I mean, again, I mean just because it's a larger number and I'm that far away. If you're looking at a 22 in one instance, you know, total offenders for behaviors at 50, but if 35 of those are actually from 2 people, you know, we might actually be trending down in that area, but it looks like we're going up.
It would present a whole new problem, but it would help, see, it would help with another issue.
I
But-
don't know that I agree with your logic. It's still a problem.
Perhaps it's one that's, you know, would give our building leadership something easier to fix then.
Sure, yeah. And I'd say if we asked them right now, they would know exactly who's repeat offenders. Head nods.
Head nods.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you very much. All right, Mr. Wirt, would you mind coming up and giving us an update on our capital projects, please? Thank you.
Yes.
If not, Dr. Joyce is really good at it. He just-
I am learning.
He's the only one I've seen grab it that didn't
I'm just
fumble
actually
around.
Right. I practiced this morning.
He's been in his office already.
And I'll just say, it's nice hearing you talk about the eclipse. I love all things astronomy. Spent really most of my career at an observatory in West Virginia, so I just love hearing you talk about it. So, well, for the infrastructure, let's see, which button do I hit? Just down.
Well, I have good luck with the down, down
Okay.
arrow.
All right, we'll do the down. We'll do the down.
So you got it?
Uh-oh.
We need to make it a presentation.
Actually,
That might be a PDF.
that is a PDF.
Oh,
So you can still use the down arrow, would just
Just
go
scroll.
slow.
okay, okay. Oh,
We'll go page by page.
Mhm.
well, I'll tell you what, Stacy, I'll just tell you.
Okay. Go to where you want it.
So just, yeah, that's good. We'll start just talk about the stadium. McCarg sign went up today. And
Looks
it's
gorgeous, by the way.
good. I'm glad
If
you
anyone's
say.
not seen it,
I
yeah.
wanna see
I'll
it.
send you some pictures.
I've got just a few small ones here, and then just talk about the classrooms and locker rooms as they're coming closer to a close. Okay. Just to give you a little idea on the stadium, the bleachers, both sides are complete now. Actually, totally complete today. We had an inspection 2 weeks ago with Chris Childress, and just had a few punch list items, and they should be finishing that up hopefully already. Site work is still on schedule for March completion. Last month when Jack presented, we were hoping about mid-March, but the asphalt plants opened last week, and I will say Dr. Joyce even offered to bring the asphalt up from home, but we
Well,
couldn't.
so for reference, I live near the APAC plant, and I can smell it when they fire it up. So I went ahead and emailed Butch. I said, I'll bring you a load if you want me to.
We tried, and, but the concrete is in place for all the walks. The ADA railing is still ongoing. We're hoping to get that in the next couple of weeks. And then the asphalt work. It's Linkus Paving. They have a project at Virginia Tech. As soon as they are complete, they're over here. So final completion for the bleachers, like I say, should be today. I think Chris will come back to do his final inspection. So so that's hopefully coming along. I don't know, you could take a wide picture and get a really good blow up for you, but that's the home side. And this was today, visitor side as well. Okay. Yes, sir. This was from last month with Jack, but it's just a nice picture. You get a little better picture. You know, when of course I walked into this project, Dan Baronato had been doing it, and you know, a lot of times salesmen, they're like, you know, this will be a total makeover, you know, and I didn't know what it would be like, but it really is. It's totally covered. I think it's very, very nice. And okay. This, oh, see, yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, this was just today. This was the last part. That's where they had to fill in the ends on the visitor side, so that's what actually kind of put it back just till they got that complete. But that was today. All right. And then these are the walks. The little picture in the corner, that's what Jack had last month. So a lot's been done in between. Again, still waiting for the railing for that.
Oh, good.
And I think they're working on shop drawings right now. They'll be out tomorrow surveying for that. All right, the updated cost. This is what Jack had last month. The only thing I added is a stair landing change order number 2. On the home side, we added a pad and a wall. It turned out the pad that was originally in there, it really wasn't part of the bleacher project, but once they put it in, we said we need to do more. So that's complete. It still leaves really leaves $130,000 on contingency. So it's still have money in the budget. So later in a moment I'll get to, you know, we're still working on some other additional projects and we'll see how we end up. All right. Schedule, again, this was, last month we had the star on the peripheral site improvements at mid-March, but like I say, it's going to be closer to the end just to work with the asphalt and the railing. And then that's just the sports schedule for the spring. And this was again, this was just updating the text on this one. Still recommend maybe cleaning the bricks on the ends. You know, as you know, when everything looks really nice, all the things that are remaining, you're like, ooh, it could use some use. It really does. You know, same thing in the locker rooms where we're doing more work in there too, because when you get done, you're like, you don't know where to stop. You don't want to do the whole thing, but then you're like, we really need to address a few more things. The replace chain link fencing at the top, the quote is being prepared right now. They actually provided one. We just needed to add a little bit to that. And then, as Dr. Joyce said, we're planning for the track replacement, and we had a meeting today, and so that's getting underway. All right. Just a quick few pictures. Dr. Joyce probably has some better pictures than that, but
No, I have the same pictures.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. You know, the funny thing is they're 16-inch letters. Jack had one in his hands because he took these pictures when he went to see them, to get them lined out, and you know, they're nice big
But it just
letters.
doesn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but this doesn't do it justice. That building's been waiting on these letters, you can tell, for a long time. It really completes it.
Okay. And then just updating where we are, the HVAC replacement in the gym will start end of the month at the spring break. So again, we had a meeting with the contractor today, and that's still on schedule. Locker rooms, second floor is in operation. First floor is now in operation. Some of the additional work that Dr. Joyce allowed to upgrade, they're working on the doors right now, because once we got done with the locker rooms, all the wooden doors just looked like they needed some attention. So they're working on that. We had some partitions that we did not replace in the boys' locker room, and they stood out, so that's going to blend nicely. And then the laundry room in the boys will get epoxy to match the rest of the area. Science rooms, the emergency shower and the chemistry lab is scheduled for, really, I think, shut down for spring break. So that should be in the works. Material is here at the contractor's warehouse. So, and really, yes, that's any questions. And
Looks great.
Looks excellent. I'm so excited them being done,
Oh.
when they said they were gonna be done. I mean, when does
Yes.
that happen?
And at the price.
And at the price.
On time and
Yes.
under budget, I like it.
Yeah.
I tell you, I have to say they have been a great contractor to work with. This is Grandstand Designs. Of course, Travis with Extreme that does the local work is excellent too. So one thing Andrew with Grandstand has mentioned several times, he said the benches that you sit on, he said, if everybody gets up there and starts jumping up and down, he said, you can bend the benches. They're not, so I said, I need to somehow make sure folks know that, because he said, a lot of times students get excited, they jump up on the benches, and so it's just something to be aware of.
I do think we need to, price cleaning the cabs for sure.
I've made a note.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
That stands out a lot worse than
It does.
If you go look at, I think it's worse in person. So,
Yeah.
Yep, I'll check into that first thing tomorrow.
That's great.
Good job, thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. Oh, those are extras, and if there were any other questions, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Do you have anything else for us?
I have nothing else.
All right. Moving on to reports of board members. Does anyone have new business or reports to share with us?
I would just mention, actually, we had a board meeting at New River Community College on last Monday. And once again, they were very excited about the students from Radford City Schools, the success they've had there, as well as the Governor's School. And Jenny, I'm not sure if you have an update from the Governor's School or not, but I thought you might. They're settled in, welcomed, and very happy up there. Of course, we're also going through the process there now of looking for a new president at New River, since Dr. Huber has announced her retirement at the end of the year. So they're feeling those growing pains as well, but they're very excited about our students. Actually, was mention of Radford City and our partnership with them. They were very appreciative of it.
Excellent. Yeah, I just had the opportunity yesterday to go to the Governor's School where the VDOE representatives were there for accreditation that they do every couple of years. And they interviewed staff and board members and students and folks there at New River as well. And no official word, but everything is going great. That it's a great community, that it's a wonderful support, and it's an outstanding, opportunity for all of the local students to be able to get those dual enrollment credits there at New River. And so that was a good experience to go through to see how they sort out accreditation. We also have, for all of our folks who love art, the Glencombe Mansion is having a art show that is students from Radford City Public Schools, and the show is open from March 16th through April 28th. So you've got plenty of opportunity to go and see our students' artwork. There's going to be an opening reception on March 23rd from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And so this features artwork from students from 7th to 12th grade from John Dalton Intermediate and Radford High School. And this is all the stuff they've been working on with our outstanding art teachers. And so I encourage everybody to go take a look and bring your kids and enjoy an art show there at the Glencombe Mansion. And I just have one other thing. Our forensics team is headed to States at the end of this month, and so we're really excited for those kids, and mine is one of them. So, so we're really excited for them to head to States yet again. Anything else?
I just wanted to say how much I appreciated being a part of the school board budget team. I learned a lot. It was really interesting to see how Ms. Long and Dr. Joyce were planning and working through the process, and I commend them both for doing a wonderful job. I think that our schools are going to really benefit from this.
Thank you.
Good deal. All right, anything else? We're good? We're gonna hold off on that solar eclipse and let our administrators let us know what they think is the best plan of action. Do we have anything else for action items? I don't believe so.
Ma'am, do we need to amend the agenda to take that off of action?
No, I will just indicate that no action was taken.
Okay. All right. I think we need a closed meeting for this evening, Dr. Ray.
Madam Chair, I move that the board convene into closed session pursuant to section 2.2-3711A1 to discuss the appointment, resignation, and retirement of employees of the school board.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are in closed. Thank you all so much. I need a motion to convene in regular session, please.
So moved.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We need to certify our closed meeting, please, Dr. Ray.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we certify the closed meeting tonight for reason number 1, discussion of appointment, resignation, and retirement of employees of the school board.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, I need a motion to approve personnel matter 1.0.
So moved.
The motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And other than that, our next regular board meeting is March 26th, 2024, to finalize our budget discussion and approval at 6 p.m. here at the School Administration Building. And with that, we say good night. Thank you so much. We are adjourned.